everybody, welcome back to R&R. I know it's been a while, but we're gonna actually start doing these now, since we kind of have time for them now. So I'm Riot.
I'm Ravani.
And this is R&R. So our main topic this time around
Oh dear.
It's been a while, yeah.
Almost a year now? Over a
Yeah,
year?
no, it's been over a year now, yeah.
Oh my god.
But I had to
We're
recently re-upload the previous episode just to get the
I did see
podcast
that.
thing going, so...
We're old.
Yes.
We're way too damn old.
I
was
mean,
looking
I'm
at
gonna be
it.
25 in a month.
I was actually looking through my phone recently. I found something in my email from back when I first joined the server. It was an application to join the mod status.
Oh my
13 years old.
What? You were 13?
Yeah. I was 13, apparently.
What the
Which means it's been 6 years.
Wow. Yeah,
Holy
time
fuck.
flies.
Time does fly.
But, yeah.
Speaking of time flying, it's been 2 months since Boston? Right?
Yeah.
2 months now? Or is it a little bit less? A little bit
It
less.
was in the beginning of January, and we are in the beginning of March now
So about 2
to
months.
timestamp this. Yeah. So,
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
that's our main topic for this episode, is specifically cons and, like, recent ones, ones we're planning on going to, stuff that's happened, you know, all that stuff. So,
Honestly, I'm sure we already heard about it because we talked about it the other day, but Vancouver, if people have heard about this, was swatted, apparently. And I don't know if people know this bit, but apparently the calls that caused the SWAT came in from Tennessee
yeah,
somewhere,
Memphis, Tennessee, yeah.
which
Just wild
that's
to me.
really weird to me because Vancouver is in Canada,
Yeah,
and I
How does
don't
that-
understand.
yeah, I don't get that.
I mean, it's nice.
That's so
to,
far
like,
away.
I don't listen. Cops are bastards in the U.S., but in Canada, it could be a completely different story. I don't know how cops are there.
No clue.
So,
Dude, like, literally anyone can pick up a phone right now and be like, oh my god, go to this area, they have a bomb, and, like, they will drop everything and
they
go.
will drop everything
Which is,
to do it.
in a way, good, but also stupid, because, like, literally anybody can just
Right.
call and do it, but they'll track your call back to where it was. That's how they know that that dude was, like, in Memphis.
Yeah, they know it's in
So.
Tennessee. But it's weird that like people would go out of their way in an attempt to bash something that's in a completely different fucking country.
Yeah, that's the part that
Oh
confuses
my
me.
god.
Like, Tennessee is, like, middle of the state.
Completely
Like,
out
it's
of the way.
completely a different area. Like, man, somebody just has a hatred for that con or something, or somebody in it. I don't know.
Seems like it. And a different topic, we did go to Boston, which was, I think my first con out of state, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
That was my first time ever in Boston, which, that was
And
a fun
same here.
drive.
And
That
our
was-
first time meeting Pip, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did talk about, well, okay, let's start from the beginning, I guess. Like, you guys started the drive when?
Oh god, you're gonna make me have to remember months ago at this point. But we came from Indiana to Pennsylvania, which was a 10-hour drive. When we're talking about eastern Pennsylvania here, like, basically New Jersey is where we had to drive to.
New Jersey.
New Jersey. And we had to get you, and then drive up to Boston. So basically Philadelphia to Boston. Not to dox you, but... and,
Everybody knows I live in Philly. It's not even a big deal.
But...
And if they don't know, I will say it.
I'm going to your house. No, and then that was another 5 hours, in which the drive itself, really cool, really, like, beautiful, up until New York and
dear God.
Boston.
Do you remember the fucking, the bridge pass that we had to go through?
Oh my god, dude, I don't know how
Like-
people, like, drive through New York daily.
Right?
Like, my dad used to do that since he was a semi-truck driver. He would drive all up and down the East Coast, like, for his job.
My mom would do that
Constantly.
too, because my mom used to work in New York when she was working with a company that wasn't the current company that she's working with.
What state was it that we drove through? We had to go through PA. We had to
PA,
go through...
partially New York, and
I think we went through a little sliver of New Jersey, and then Connecticut. And then we
Connecticut.
got Massachusetts. Man, I always forget about Connecticut. Connecticut was a really nice drive, though, because it was like... The highway was a 2-lane, but you were like kind of fenced in, and you were like
Yeah.
cutting between the mountains and the forest, and it was really pretty, even though it was like winter and like everything
Yeah.
was kind of dead. But it was,
Yeah.
oh my god, the service stations, which if you
Oh
people
my
don't know what,
God,
you people that don't live in the East Coast know what service stations are. It's basically, you know, when you get off the highway, you know, there's gas stations, stuff like that. This is literally, like, right off the highway. Like, you literally, like, pull over super fast, and you get in and do the fill up, and sometimes there's, like, a Dunkin' Donuts, or, like, some kind of food place, and then you immediately have to merge right back on the highway, which can be very difficult if there's a lot of traffic.
Which,
But
thankfully,
you basically
there
pedal to
wasn't.
the metal, like, right out there. But
I
it's
feel
so
like
much
there wasn't-
nicer.
The first time that we stopped at one, there wasn't much traffic, but on our way back, there was a lot of fucking traffic.
Mhm.
So it was kind of a bit scary at the second part. The
Uh,
one that we went to, both times had a Dunkin' in it and then a smaller storefront, right? If I remember
Yeah,
correctly?
they're like little, like,
Like a smaller
kind of like
drugstore.
gas station, like, food stuff, like
Yeah.
little snacks and stuff, but...
Those little snacks to tide you over. Oh my god, do you remember the girl and her sister that worked at the Dunkin'?
Oh my god, these two. I literally didn't think they were sisters at first. Like, they were, like, fighting, like, really bad. We thought they were just, like, two employees. But they were sisters.
It just
They were
seemed like
sisters.
employee fighting, but apparently it was sibling fighting,
We-
which
we-
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that made more
The
sense.
thing was, these two girls looked like they both smoked, like, crack for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, we ordered, I think Zach ordered, like, some kind of cold or hot drink or something, and they just completely didn't make it. And, like, the one sister who was fighting with the other sister, they're like, no, they didn't fucking order it, like, blah, 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 blah. And then they looked on the menu, and they're like, oh, they did order it. It's like, oh my
Zach-
god.
Zach the entire time was
Zach
like,
was
no,
like,
it's
no,
okay,
no,
I
it's
can just
okay, it's
leave.
okay.
And they were like, no, you stay here. We
No.
were like, oh.
Zach was so,
Oh,
like,
no.
not scared, but he was very, like, uncomfortable. I'm like, no, trust me, they'll get it. It's okay. Like, he's not used to, like, that, I guess. Like, that kind of
Yeah.
confrontation with people. But he's like, no,
Zach
I'm gonna
doesn't
get
seem
out of
like a
here.
Very, like, Zach doesn't seem like the type to be very, like, confronting just about anything, really.
Not really, no. Like, if something bugs him enough, yeah, but if it's,
Mm.
like, he was in an area he doesn't know. He was very far from home, and he was with people he wasn't, like, he didn't know at all. Like, obviously, like, the strangers and stuff, but,
Right.
yeah. And,
And that was only after the con. That wasn't even at the convention
no,
center
that was on the
itself.
way. Because that's where I got, like, the food. Because I was, like,
Was there
"I'm
anything
starving."
that was really crazy that happened at Boston? Nothing really sticks out.
Honestly, Anther New England, for going for the first time, it was a good con. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
but something was off there. Out of every other furry con I've been to, not to bash on the con at all, it was great. Like, it was very nice. But something felt off in the sense of, like, it didn't feel, not to say it didn't feel inclusive, but, like, people just weren't saying hi to, like, anyone and everyone. They were kind of just, like, crowding one person, or, like, I don't know how to describe it. It felt off. Like, compared
Everyone
to...
had their clique and everyone was sticking together rather
Yeah.
than interacting with other furries.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it, really.
Which I
I get it.
definitely felt that, but then again, I had the experience of where, when I was waiting for you guys to get your badge that first night, I was sitting by, what was it called? What was the restaurant called that was like the Irish pub?
Oh, the Irish pub place. I don't remember the name of
was
it.
it just called the Irish pub? It might have just been called the Irish pub, I can't remember.
Something, I don't know, I feel like I had Patty in the name, but who knows. But anyways, the Irish pub, we'll call it.
Right. I was standing outside the Irish pub, and someone came up to me and literally just asked me for a hug and asked me for my telegram. That was just it. They just seemed to be going around asking
Just
people for hugs
asking
and telegram
telegrams,
numbers.
yeah.
Which,
I mean,
honestly,
alright.
fine by me. Honestly.
I like random free hugs, like, obviously with asking, but, like,
Yeah.
it's always a nice feeling.
But, like, people like that are always so friendly, and it's
Mm.
crazy that people like that just don't normally exist unless you're in this fandom.
Right, yeah. Like, with other cons and such, like, and also, going back to the Irish pub, that chowder was fucking awesome.
Oh my god, dude.
It's freaking East Coast food. Oh,
East Coast food
it's
is
so much better.
amazing.
I miss it so much. But yeah, so when it comes to back to conventions, and I guess mostly the furry ones getting
Right.
attacked, quotations, or like targeted, I don't know if I've seen that happen with any other cons that I've been to, and I've been to a lot of other cons.
I know I personally haven't had that experience, but I've seen, like, reports of it. Wasn't there another con last year that got attacked for some reason or another?
The only ones that I've heard of, obviously Vancouver, that just happened. Right. Megaplex and Indy FurCon had threats happen to them, but I think the person got put in jail already.
Right, that's what it was.
Yeah, and that was a few months ago. The only major thing that I know of is in 2014, MFF had, like, a gas attack, but I don't think they ever caught the person. I just recently learned about that, too. And it's just, like, mostly furry cons, because I've been to MegaCon, which is a huge con in Orlando, Tampa Bay Comic-Con. I've been to a lot of Florida cons, mostly. And they don't ever seem to have any, like, issues, obviously, because they're not furry cons, I guess, so they don't get attacked as much. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like furries are, like, becoming too mainstream, and everyone's like, oh.
Well, that's sort of leaning into, like, political stuff of, like, furries definitely being associated with LGBTQ stuff, which is a completely different topic that is, like,
and we know how that goes.
To get into, but also, like, I don't want to touch politics, especially when it involves furries, because then it gets really, like, mucky.
Yeah.
But, like, when it comes to cons, I'm really glad that Furdel is still sort of small, and that it's happening in Center City, because Center City police do not fuck around. Philadelphia police are assholes.
Oh my god, Philly,
but in, like, the good way.
Yeah, I get what you mean, yeah.
Like, they do their job.
Being like, somewhat close to Philly. Well, it's like, see, like, when we were about 45 minutes to an hour away from Philly. So that was, like, we're still out in the middle of the woods, but our towns were so small up in PA, like, obviously each town had a fire department, but our towns didn't have police departments. Like, we were so tiny. Like, we were literally just a house out in the woods, and they're like, oh, that's a town.
Like, we have a police department here, but I cannot tell you the last time anything really bad has happened here. Like, a few years ago, someone ran into a building by accident, and that's maybe it.
Yeah. Like, and yeah, back to Vancouver, and like, I guess the SWAT team that showed up, there's so many cars outside, and people were taking photos with the cars, and like, everyone's like, no, fucking go, like, escape, like, get out of there, like, go hide your costumes, go into cover, because we didn't know what was happening, nobody was saying anything.
Yeah.
The con was just like, go into the mall, go, like leave the con center.
Get the hell out.
Because at first, I thought it was a bomb threat, if I'm gonna be honest.
It could have honestly been an active shooter situation.
Yeah, yep. We didn't know until they...
But that's like, that was one of the big issues. Like, personally, looking at that, there was no communication for at least an hour on Vancouver's part. All they said was, get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out,
They didn't say what the urgency was.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's a big fucking mistake, especially when it comes to having that need for urgency to get people away from an area.
I guess they didn't want, like, panic. That's the
It would make sense that they don't want panic, but at the same time...
people are gonna be curious and stick around, I feel.
Yeah, honestly, I would rather induce the panic than have that level of curiosity stick around.
Yeah, because you know how the saying goes, curiosity kills the cat.
In this case, quite literally.
Yeah, but they did finally, like, with posting on Twitter mostly, because that's their way of communicating. I had a stroke there, sorry. They were basically like, hey, evacuate, get out of here. And then they put out a saying, like, or like a nice type document, like saying, like, hey, it was just like a random caller from Memphis saying, like, to swat the place. Like, have you seen so many streamers get swatted?
No. Like, well, actually, there was one streamer, I don't remember his name, but I remember seeing him get swatted live on stream.
Yeah. I've seen ones where it's, like, happened to the person multiple times, so they just get down on their hands and knees and put their, like, arms behind their head. And they're just like, no, it's okay. This has happened before. Like, just sit here. Like, they had, like, a friend over or something. I don't remember who it was, but it's like, why? Like, what's the point? Just to get the content on stream? I don't know. It's wild.
I don't think it's probably to get the content. I think people are just that spiteful occasionally. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks, dude. Yeah. It really does.
And that, like, kind of intermingles with what happened recently with the copyright striking stuff, too.
Oh,
not
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
I was gonna say, not gonna say any names, but I think it's already been handled at this point.
It has, yeah. As far as I'm aware, their YouTube account has been completely deleted.
Yeah, and all the strikes are revoked. Yeah, all the things. Basically, everything reset, but...
As far as I'm
just,
aware, they still have a Twitter account.
yeah, I think they had like 2 of them. But basically, like, going into that, like, anybody can do it. Like, same thing with, like, calling for the SWAT. Like, with YouTube, anybody can create a strike. Doesn't matter how long your account has been, like, active, which is stupid. Because you should be able to be, like, a partner because you know how, like, new channels have to get to YouTube partner? I feel like they should limit it to that so not anyone can make a brand new account and be like, oh, copyright strike. Because then
Agreed.
You need to get to a certain point to be able to strike. But, and then, yeah. So, continuing on with our cons, there's a ton of conventions we're going to this year. The next one, just for the weekend, is going to be MegaCon in Orlando, just for the one day, because we're not going to be able to do the whole weekend. But Furry Week in Atlanta, that's our next Furry Con, which I'm hyped because I actually got the main hotel this time, which that hotel is actually the one that was used in Loki and the Hunger Games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I
cool.
do remember you talking to me about that.
It's
Crap.
the, what does everyone compare it to? I think it's like the whale's spine or something, or the whale's like rib cage is what everyone says it looks like. But I'm excited to go there, but the drive, it's gonna be like 13, 14 hours, well, maybe not that long. But who knows if we stop or not. Yeah. And,
there was something. Which con is it that's the same day as Furdel? Isn't it like 2 or 3 of them?
Oh my god, there's 3 cons on one weekend, and I every single time, Indy FurCon and Philadelphia always land on the same weekend. It has done this 2 or 3 years in a row now. But this year it's Indy FurCon, Indy PopCon, and Philadelphia, all in one day.
Oh my fucking god.
So I am boothing at Indy PopCon, but we might be, like, jumping over to Indy FurCon sometimes.
Like, just crossing the fucking street and walking to
basically,
the
it's like
center?
it's basically like 20 minutes away from each other, so we might, check it out there. If I get, like, a Skulldog meetup, I'll probably go and attend that and have, like, Zach maybe stay for Indy PopCon, or we'll just, like, leave the boothing thing early. So,
you seem pretty good about consistently getting, like, meetups done and stuff.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of nice, like, getting the Skulldog meetups at a bunch of them. I already have it for Anthrocon, so.
Have you kept up with anyone from Boston?
What do you mean? Like,
well, I know that you told some of the people from the Scully meetup to put their stuff on the board and, like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, I followed all of them. A lot of them are already in the, like, Scully group chats we have in Telegram, which I don't really use Telegram too often, but I have been recently, because we plan to meet up with a couple people, at some other cons, and Skulldog meetup at Megaplex. Which I will be attending now, too, so.
I just joined a Skater Furs group on Telegram, which I didn't even know existed until today.
Let's go. Dude, custom skateboard designs look so cool, though, like, custom furry ones.
I have one on my wall. You've seen it before.
Oh, I've seen it, yeah.
Like, that is probably, like, my favorite buy from any convention ever, is that damn board.
Well, that's a good topic, too. Like, dealer's den items.
Oh,
like, what do you look for? What do you look for when you go to a dealer's den?
One-of-a-kind items. Like, something furry related that you can only get right then and right there.
Right then
like,
and there.
Boards are the perfect fucking example, because I
Yeah.
love collecting boards. I'm, like, starting off with, like, what my dad did, and honestly, I might try and start collecting them, just because.
Yeah.
But, like, those one-of-a-kind furry items are so fucking cool.
I don't know if I have, like, an item that I collect. Usually everyone has their one item that they always collect. Like, an example, I just hung up a shot glass case today in our living room.
A shot glass case?
Yeah, it's just like somewhere to put the shot glasses in, and it's like sealed off, because Zach has a ton of shot glasses. It turned out really nice. I'll have to like send you a photo later, but I guess he collects, like, he's got shot glasses he collects, I suppose.
Well, you can really just collect fucking anything.
Anything, yeah. I mean, I have guitars. I guess
honestly,
that's kind of
yeah,
counts.
that works.
Yeah. I'm literally painting one right now. I'm gonna have it as like a prop, more or less, for Riot, because I've been putting it off for years and just not getting it done. But now I'm finally painting it, so. And I know,
that's not the one that you covered with stickers, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is? Oh,
it is. Yeah, so I got it for Christmas one year. It was completely, like, just wooden and blank, you know? And I was like, oh, let's stain it. Let's make it look nice. And I used stain that had clear in it. So it kind of came out a little bit chunky and gross looking. And I'm like, oh, this doesn't look nice. So I sanded it down. And then primered it. And then I was like, I don't know what I want to do with this. Let's sticker it. So I sticker bombed it, but the stickers didn't really, like, stay on the corners. And I kind of just, like, lost motivation at all for it. So I gave it to my one friend. He took all the stickers off, sanded it down, tried to paint it with the extra paint that I had, and it just kind of bubbled up and didn't stay. But he sent it to me, it was a couple months ago at this point, but now I am painting it. It's actually right behind me. And I'm just gonna paint it the same blue as Riot's horns. I'm gonna clear it, I'm gonna put it together, and I'm gonna say, fuck it, it's a prop.
I only remember because of when you had it in the background of your shots, when you were still living in Florida.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, what did you take from Florida when you moved to Indy? Because obviously you have, like, your computer set up and all that. Was there anything you actually, like, meant to take? Like, obviously you took the birds as well, but...
Yeah. I can tell you everything I left there. My couch. The table and chairs. There was my surfboard. That is the one item that I want to grab back. Yeah, the surfboard. Which I honestly should have kept in Jersey, because I have not used it at all down there, hardly. Because there's no way.
Surf?
There's no, yeah, well, sorta. There's no waves in Florida. It's very, very light, low waves up in the East Coast.
It's like right on like the border.
Yep. The Gulf the Gulf of Mexico has no waves. The Atlantic side, it's still very calm. Now in Jersey, the waves were great. Like, you get to high tide and you'd have like the 10, 15 foot waves and you'd be knocked on your ass if you weren't careful. That shit was so fun. Like,
when I was younger with my family, we used to go boogie boarding up in Jersey, but I don't get the appeal of why people want to go to fucking, what's the one Jersey city?
Ocean City? Ocean Shitty?
Not Ocean Shitty, no. The other city in Jersey that everyone rants and raves about.
Oh my god, I know which one you're talking about. Hold on, you have to give me a moment.
What is it?
So see, there's at Long Beach Island, that's where I grew up.
Right, you grew up in LBI. I had Ocean Shitty.
Ocean Shitty. Something Harbor?
No, meh.
Oh my god, I feel like my friend... No, see, my friend was in Ocean City a lot. Oh, I don't remember the other one. Seaside Heights? Seaside Heights? No. I don't know.
Atlantic City. Atlantic City's actually nice.
Oh, it's cool, because, so, for those of you that don't know, Long Beach Island is an 18-mile long island. On one side of the island, you have the lighthouse. On the other side of the island, you have, it's just basically like the end of the beach, and if you look out in the horizon, you'll see Atlantic City, like, on the ocean line. It's very cool. While you're looking that up. When we come back to like surfing, I actually won that surfboard in a contest.
Really?
Yeah, I did. It was, so Jetty is, I'm gonna give a shout out to them, they're great. It's a small little apparel wear company founded in LBI, and they like held contests at basically the arcade that we went to as kids. And I put my name in, and I was actually like the fourth one drawn, because nobody stuck around for it, so I ended up winning it, and there is a photo of me winning that surfboard somewhere, on some website.
Oh my god, really?
I was so, like, dude, I was wearing like a Gengar t-shirt, like, my hair was red, I looked literally like a middle schooler, because I was.
Oh my god, I'm just picturing, like,
it's so
fucking,
bad.
Like, 4 foot tall, red-headed you wearing a fucking Gengar shirt.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But that surfboard, it was super fun. Like, you'd bring it to the beach, and everyone would just, like, stare at you, because it's like, holy shit, like, surfboard, they're gonna go surfing. And I didn't really stand up on it much. I more or less, like, got out into the water, like, very far, and the lifeguards didn't really like that, but we would kind of just
Oh, no,
sit.
they
You'd
hate
literally
that.
just sit out there and like just lay on the board because there's a certain point where the waves stop, like forming at the beach. You get to the past that point and it's just flat, and you can just sit out there. But you gotta watch out for the rip current, so because otherwise you'll go like 2 miles down the beach and you won't even know it.
Also, I found the spot that I was thinking of. It's Wildwood.
Yeah, that's it. That's where my yeah, Wildwood. Yeah.
Everybody talks about Wildwood, and I don't get why.
I
It's
don't
like,
know.
it's nice, but like Moray Pier just doesn't look that good.
I don't
know.
I don't know if I've ever been over there. I've been to like some kind of boardwalk. I think at the Atlantic City boardwalk. It was a long time ago, but we always just stuck in LBI.
I've probably been told to go to Wildwood more times in my life than anywhere else in the entire goddamn world.
Dude, I feel like it's the same with like, oh, you gotta go gambling. It's so fun, and then you spend $20 and lose it all, and you're like, wow, this is garbage.
Yeah, pretty much.
AKA what happened at Philadelphia the one year for Zach and I. We were like, wow, gambling's stupid.
I still cannot believe you guys actually went gambling.
We went
there.
over there. We literally spent $20 and like made 50 cents back. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. Because everything's like computerized and like it literally will just take your money because it can just change
is
its
it?
mind. Yeah, it can change its mind at any time. And so like
Wow.
how it'll work is like, imagine you have to get 3 things in a row. So you tap the first one, you got it. You tap the second one, you got it, and then it like baits you out for that third one. And no matter what you do, that third one will always be like not. Doesn't matter where you hit it on the board. No matter how many times you like, if you were able to restart time and click any single one of them, it wouldn't matter because the computer can change it to you losing. Doesn't matter.
Damn.
So it's all just. It's like an addiction thing. There's no winning. You can get the beginner's luck, yeah, but after that, just be done. The biggest thing is like bring the amount of money you're willing to lose.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking. What is MegaCon like down in Florida?
So MegaCon is an everything con. It's the biggest one in Florida and in Orlando.
Right.
It's anime, gaming, cosplay, like anything and everything you can think of. Everybody
It's not
is
just
there.
specifically a furry con.
No,
right?
no, that's Megaplex. And Red gets those mixed up all the time. Yeah. No, MegaCon is an everything convention. They bring cars in, they bring actors, they bring... like, I think live music, too. Like, it's everything. It's a very fun con, though. We'll only be going one day, but you can't do it all in one day. It's hosted usually in the Orange County Convention Center, which is huge. It's just a good time. All cons. Honestly, there was one con, I don't even remember the name of it. It was like a little hotel con, like a Comic-Con thing that we were just, like, curious, and we went over to it. There was, like, 10 people in the vendor hall. Like, booths. Like, 10 booths. Like, it was so tiny. I think that was the most disappointing convention I've ever been to, but I don't even remember the name of it. Because it was just a little one. It was just a little tiny one, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
I was wondering what this is.
I don't think I've ever stumbled upon a con. I did last year go to a Ren Fair, which was my first time ever going to a Ren Fair. So it was a very different experience compared to a furry convention, which is very bizarre because I did end up seeing furries there in suit.
Dude, they're always there. Yeah, they're always there. Ren Fairs, they always show up to Ren Fairs too. I want to go to one.
Not complaining because their suits were really damn cool.
Yeah.
But in terms of just like being at a Ren Fair, it was like, man, I've never really thought about it, but holy fuck, this is the coolest damn thing I've ever been to.
It's like
I'm definitely going back for another year, and I actually entered into an archery tournament that they had there. Of course, I suck dick at archery, but I still had a fuck ton of fun.
It's still fun, yeah. The Ren Fair's like mostly like medieval stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of had one here. It's called the Feast of the Hunter's Moon. Really cool name. But it was basically like more like pilgrims and stuff like that, and Indians. Not so much like medieval stuff, but it was still cool. It was like food and and drinks and stuff like that. It's very cold out, but it was very cool.
You guys are like free next October. I'll definitely be down to like take you guys out there for a day or so.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I still have not been to one that I know of. I've always kind of wanted to go.
It'd be so damn worth it.
Yeah.
I had so much unexpected fun there that time I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Which it wasn't even that long either. Like, I went there the one day, and it was like, wow, this is really fucking cool. And then I saw, or someone told me that, like, hey, you can go back if you have tickets. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, well, those tickets are good for the rest of the month. I'm like, it's on every day of the month. I was like, no, just the weekends. But yeah, you can go back. So
cool.
I went back alone, or did I? Actually, you know what? I might just be completely lying. I can't remember. But I think I wanted to go back, but I don't think I did.
That's fair. Yeah.
But either way, I would totally fucking go back, because Ren Fair, like, completely different experience. Absolutely love it.
And it's all, like, outdoors, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, that was one of the best parts. Like, it was groggy out the entire damn time, but it was, like, nice, because it was, like, really cool. It wasn't, like, too hot. It wasn't too cold. It was a nice little breeze. It was perfect. Besides, like, no sun.
Yeah. That's a thing with outdoor cons, because we had one called Barto Sci-Fi, which was like a comic convention, and it was outdoors in Florida in January, which can be a hit or miss, because sometimes it's 40, and then it'll warm up to 60, or sometimes it'll start off at 60, and then get up to 90, and it's
Is that in, like, the middle of hurricane season?
No, hurricane season, I think, is November. Which, honestly, all the hurricanes, since we lived in Central Florida, they were overrated. It was just high winds and rain. Like, you had to worry about the high winds throwing things through your windows or the trees falling down, but other than that, hurricanes are overrated in Central Florida.
What? Was it? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Was your dad, like blowing fucking leaves in the middle of a hurricane or something?
Yeah. It was I think the first hurricane we dealt with in the second house we lived in Florida, because we lived in 3 different houses there. I don't remember the name of it, but it was literally like at the end of the hurricane. He was out in the lawn throwing the sticks and leaves across the street. Like, he literally had to just, like, imagine you're holding your hand up and you just, like, lightly throw a stick as light as possible. The wind would take it out of your hand and shoot it across the road, and just to clean it up. Because in the morning after a hurricane in Florida, you step out of your house and you can't see your front lawn because there's so many leaves and sticks and shit. He was just doing that during the hurricane and using the wind to his advantage. So then in the morning, our house was beautiful and clean, and then everyone else's was just shitty, and, like, sticks were everywhere. Obviously, then he offered me, Chris, and Nathan's help to the neighbors and shit, but because we had an elderly neighbor next to us, so we helped clean up his house. But it was like, oh my god, Dad, you're in the middle of a fucking hurricane, cleaning the fucking driveway. God, that's such a dad thing. Oh my god, and so we also had an RV there, and we would get gas for it, because then we would have the generator. So we would have power when everyone else wouldn't. So, because even after the hurricane, it's fucking hot and humid and gross. And we had the RV, so we were staying cool, just chilling. We had electricity, didn't have to worry about the power coming on. We had showers, like, it was great having the RV for that. Because otherwise, like, you'd be sitting in the house. I think the longest it took was, like, 3 to 4 days for the power cut to come back. So, and I remember also, like, the McDonald's up the road was the only thing that had power and the only thing that was open. So we tried to go up there to go get food, because we're like, yeah, why not? It was mobbed. Like, I literally I was in my truck at the time, so I had to, like, run over the bushes to get out of that McDonald's, like, parking lot. Otherwise, we would have been stuck there for hours. I was like, fuck it, we going off-road, and we just ran through their shrubbery. Literally, we'd be stuck there. Like, we couldn't move. Like, it was so bad.
Fair, though.
We were like, we're out. We're getting out.
Finna whip this bitch.
Mm-hmm. I think if I remember correctly, we had to drive between 2 Jersey barriers, which are, like, the big concrete, like, wall things that divide highways. Mm-hmm. And my truck just barely fit through it, and then I had to run through the bushes.
Oh, that was when you had your truck, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which my family still has. That thing's still going. That's a good topic to move into. What, you've had one car, right?
Yeah, this is my
You
first
just
car,
have the one
actually.
car? Still treating you good?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly, fucking Ash has been holding up pretty well, besides, spraying her with fucking gasoline the other day.
Oh yeah, you want to tell them about that?
So, I happen to live by a fire station, or it's right by a gas station we live. We have a place called Wawa here in Philly.
Wawa, my beloved.
Wawa, my beloved.
Wawa, my
and,
beloved.
this particular fire station is probably, like, less than 1,000 feet from... Well, 1,000 feet is generous. Like 700 to maybe 500 feet from... Oh, God. I'm getting, like, distance mixed up. It's probably 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet from this gas station, right? I have not been close enough to this fire station as of yet in the past 6 or 7 years to realize how fucking loud it is when it actually goes off and you're nearby it. So I'm out of my car, filling up my car with gas. It starts going off. It's not that loud, and it just slowly gets louder and louder and louder until it's literally fucking unbearable. And at this point, I'm like, oh God, I have to fucking cover my ears. I pull my hand back to cover my ears, not realizing that my hand was still holding the fucking gas pump. So I yank the pump out of my car, realize immediately what I did, panic and pull the trigger to stop the gas from flowing. Look around at my car, partially covered in gas, the ground sprayed with gas, really quickly put the fucking gas pump back on the fucking pump and hop back in my car and speed the fuck away as fast as I can without closing my cap. And the entire time I'm driving, I'm thinking, if I fucking so much as hit a single rock, it's going to spark and I'm going to catch on fucking fire.
Oh my God. Gas actually evaporates pretty quickly, but that's still really funny.
Right. But it was a holy shit in the moment. I just sprayed gas everywhere.
You just had that, like, animalistic fight or flight response, and you
Honestly,
chose flight.
I chose flight. It felt like it.
It was just like oh no, I
was
fucked
the
up, I
overstimulation
gotta
of
go.
Fucking... Mind you, the entire time this is happening, that siren is still going off. So I'm, like, panicking to start my car, and just fucking...
The fucking nuke alarm is going off, and you're like, oh
well,
shit!
It is! It's an old war siren.
Like
a
siren.
Air raid siren.
Air raid siren,
Which,
yeah.
like, why do they repurpose those? Why
Dude,
do they keep those?
Oh my God. So, when we had everyone in Jersey, nobody knew what that alarm was, and I grew up with that, because that was a daily thing that would happen in Jersey, because they have the fire station right down the road, and they would use the air raid siren to, let them know. I love when that went off for the first time, everyone's like, are we gonna die? Like, that shit is so loud and so funny to people.
I had the exact same feeling when I moved to my area.
Yeah.
Because there's a different one that's just down the road from me. That's not as loud, but it's still the same type of siren.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I heard it, I was home alone, and I was like,
The
like,
nukes!
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Am I going to die? This was like the height of Mr. fucking Orange's presidency. So it was
Mr.
like
Orange. Bert and Ernie. Which one's Bert? Is Bert the orange one or Ernie the? No, Ernie's the orange one.
Ernie's the orange one because he's the small round one.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I
that
think it's
was,
like Pennsylvania and Jersey are the only ones that those are the only places I know that use those. At least like the east sides.
Yeah. It's more an East Coast thing, apparently. I had no
guess, yeah.
idea.
Huh. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. It hits different.
It does
hits
hit
different.
East Coast hits different.
East Coast
Man.
hits different about literally fucking... Have you ever been to the West Coast?
Nope. Never. Let's
Me
see.
neither.
I'm gonna pull up a map here because when it comes to West Coast, that's when things get foggy. Because I've never been out there, so I don't know really the geography.
It's just Washington and California that are basically West Coast.
Yeah, I'm thinking like I'm seeing how far have I been west?
The farthest I've been west is definitely Indiana. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Let's see. I've been to, funny enough, Memphis, Tennessee. So we were talking about that earlier. That Yeah, Chicago's still even more east than Memphis if we're looking at it that way. Yeah, I think Memphis, Tennessee is probably the furthest I've been.
The furthest east I've been has
yeah.
to be Boston, but the furthest south was
Yeah,
Tulum,
Boston's
actually.
definitely the furthest east of that I've been.
Have you ever been like to Mexico? Anywhere?
Nope. Not Mexico,
Really?
but I've been to the Bahamas and Ireland. So actually, I was gonna say if we want to go east, even further east, yeah, Ireland's the furthest east. But in the U.S., no, definitely Boston was the furthest northeast that I've been. So
Furthest south I've been is Tulum, Mexico. I've been to Puerto Rico before,
nice.
but Tulum is definitely the furthest I've been. Ironically, though, I feel like I have more memories with Puerto Rico than I do with Tulum, which is very interesting. Like, okay, the biggest thing that I remember about Tulum was the first hotel room that we had. We had to get checked into a completely different hotel that was an hour away because the hotel room they signed us up for said that it was for all ages, when it really meant it was for kids under 3 and adults. Because the hotel room itself had no door to the bathroom, and it was a glass shower that you could see from the fucking bedroom.
Okay, so just put a towel.
Do you know?
Up there.
Okay, do you remember back in Boston when you had the glass on the
like
shower?
Like it was like the fog shower. Yeah, dude. A couple other people
but there was no fog.
Oh, interesting.
So you could just see right in.
It was one of those hotels. All right.
Yeah. But it wasn't even one of those hotels. It wasn't. It was just really shittily designed.
I seen a couple other people posting about that, like with the shower thing for Boston for A&E. Like that hotel was pretty cool. Like, of course, it was right there next to the con center. But honestly, when it comes to furry cons, I'd rather be in the main hotel. Just the walking to other hotels sucks.
Well, that's what's nice about Furdell is that I'm probably gonna try and get a room first.
Yeah. You mind it, like, so with any other...
okay, you know how Philadelphia is. Walking a bunch of people who've never been to Philadelphia before through Philadelphia will be miserable.
Yes, absolutely. You might as well have everybody in the hotel and they're good. Like, what I've done recently is I have completely ignored booking everything through, like, the furry websites. Like, I don't wait until con opening booking starts. I just book the hotel room because you're guaranteed the room, and of course you gotta pay non-con prices, but it's honestly worth it. Like, it's not even that much of a difference either for con prices. It could be like $50 to $100 difference per night, which can add up if you stay there a long time, but what was the con that I did recently? Let's see, no, Megaplex, I did actually get it during con booking. And that was, like, after it opened for a few hours, and I ended up still getting it. What was the other one recently? FWA was fine. Anthrocon, I ended up getting not the main hotel, but a hotel right next to it, so I don't even think we had to, like, walk across the street. We just walk right to the building. And then I think it might be Furry Migration is the one that I just said fuck it and I booked the room without doing it through the furry website. Because I just don't want to risk it. It's just so much easier to get it that way, get it done. There's honestly any of the furry cons that have been going on recently, since everybody is now like finally going back to conventions, they fill up the main hotel venue fills up so quickly. Like everyone's just like buy that shit. Even for like MFF, the day after the con ended, we tried to get a hotel room in the main hotel, and it was already booked. So we ended up like getting one that is connected through the Sky Bridge, which was like less than like 0.2 mile away or whatever. So we can just literally walk through the Sky Bridge over, but it's still like, oh, wish I could have got it through the main one. But MFF was a really fun one as well. But yeah.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, I think
I'm trying to think
you have anything
to,
else?
I'm trying to think of a thing to lead off on, but I got nothing. We pretty much
I
covered
think we
all
covered
bases
it,
right
yeah.
now.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening.
Hope you had a little bit of R&R with us.
Yeah. And we'll be back. We're gonna try to do this. What do you think? Weekly, bi-weekly?
I say weekly.
I think we can do it weekly. As long as we got some topics to cover, we can do it weekly. But yeah,
Let's do it.
this is basically what R&R is. It's just Rabani and I, and maybe a guest sometimes talking about stuff.
Nah, don't give him promises.
Maybe.
They don't deserve that.
They don't deserve promises. But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and we will see you next week. Maybe.
Next week.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Take it easy.